My name is Bahaa Gameel. I'm an assistant professor in the Journalism and Media Studies Department at USF SP. For this research, I focus on factors that would influence MOOC learners and what are the things that would make them satisfied with these MOOCs. So MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Course. Many of the universities at the US and elsewhere started to offer some of their courses for free. They are offered online through some of the MOOC providers like edX and Coursera, and they are for free. Many of them are for free. Anyone with an internet connection can access them and learn from them. So my motivation for this research was understanding MOOC learners, their expectations, and what are the factors that would make them satisfied with MOOCs. The dropout rates of these courses are very high, could reach about 90% dropout rate for some of these courses. These learners are coming from different backgrounds, from different countries, different demographics. So I wanted to understand more about them and what they are expecting from these courses, and what are the factors that would increase their satisfaction, and accordingly they would stay until the end of the course and they wouldn't drop these courses. So I looked at several things like online interaction. I looked at the importance and satisfaction with interaction with other learners, with teaching staff, and course content. And for my surprise, they were more interested, or I would say like many of them were more interested to interact with the course content than interacting with the teaching staff and other learners. Some of the findings of this research were that some of the learners are interested in interacting with the course content more than interested in interacting with other learners and teaching staff. And I was kind of surprised because many of the instructors, they dedicated virtual office hours, and each course had like at least one instructor and 2 TAs, and they were interacting with other learners. But from the results I'm getting, many learners are interested to interact more with the course content. And this is an important finding, because if learners are interested to interact with other learners and teaching staff, then we will customize this for them. If learners are mainly interested to interact with the course content, then we should focus more on this. So some of the implication from this research for teaching and learning at USF St. Pete could be understanding more about our learners or our students, conducting pre-course surveys for us to understand learners' expectations. For instance, if they are interested to interact more with the course content, then we have to focus on that. We have to create more interactive material for them to interact with. Some of the learners indicated that they would prefer to have access to the course content after the course ends. So that's an important factor. Some of them indicated that they would like to understand how the course would be useful for them later on. So maybe what are the skills that they can add to their resume, for instance, after the course ends. Based on these findings, I start to make some changes in my courses. I start to conduct more pre-course surveys. I start to conduct more informal surveys throughout the course to understand more about their expectations. I also start to focus on creating course content that they can interact with after the course ends and they'll still learn from it. I start to make links between the course and the job market. So I tell them, okay, after you learn these skills, this is how we can use them in the job market and apply for certain jobs. My next step after this research, that to look at learners' demographics. I understand that different groups, they have different preferences in terms of interacting with course content, other learners, and teaching staff. So right now I'm looking at how learners' demographics would influence their perception about online interaction.